What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri back to do my review of episode 902 of The Walking Dead. Obviously, a spoiler warning if you haven't seen the episode. I don't want to ruin anything for you as we're going to discuss it and talk about it and all those things. So obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 2. Overall, I thought it was a very good episode, a good setup episode for next week and the rest of the season. But if you love The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead family, make sure you become a valued member of our Walking Dead family here at the PT channel by hitting that subscribe button. If you love The Walking Dead and you want to be a member of a good Walking Dead community, this is the channel for you. Obviously, photo credits to AMC and The Walking Dead. Without them, this would not be possible. And a shout out to the Spoiling Dead fans. Season 9, Episode 2, titled The Bridge. The communities joined forces to restore a bridge that will facilitate communication and trade. Someone is gravely injured at the construction site. And it sucks that the person gravely injured at the construction site is Erin. And I like how they set things up in this episode. We have some information about potential spoilers for later on down the season, and we could see it already coming together. Also, on The Talking Dead that I watched, the Toledo sign at the bottom is a clear Easter egg connection to the show MASH. I like the idea of the groups working together, but it's a little far-fetched that everyone is going to be working together for the bridge. The future is the bridge. I don't really buy into that. And clearly Angela Kang is using the bridge as a symbol to bridge the gap and connect everybody together. Is it going to work? Only time will tell, but right now there's clearly some problems, and we saw that in the episode. The saviors are the problems once again. The saviors are the troublemakers, and everyone else gets together. But the saviors have the manpower, and the bridge really is coming together. I have to say, the bridge has to be somewhat complete. They've been working on it for 35 days. I'm not sure how much longer they're going to have, but I would assume they're going to be working on the bridge in episode 903, 904, and 905. But Justin is definitely terrible. He's the new Jared. He's not as bad and as obnoxious as Jared, but he needs to go. Pushing down Henry was obnoxious, fighting with Daryl, and just being a pain in the butt. But we don't know if he died. At the end, he clearly saw someone that he knew. So is it a whisper that killed him? I doubt it. Is it Dwight? That would be crazy if it was Dwight. But we just don't know, and at the Talking Dead, they did not say that he was dead. He was not in memoriam, so he could still be alive. Justin is the new annoying savior and the new antagonist for Daryl. We'll see how it plays out. Rick's leadership, I thought it was pretty good. Him and Daryl's conflict is definitely going to be there. It's not going to go away anytime soon. I like the idea of Eugene stepping up and being smart. We can do this, we can do that, and he has a plan. Michonne going to the hilltop and talking with Jesus and Maggie was definitely needed. We want to see the interactions more and more. I think she should have brought Judith with her, as Judith misses Aunt Maggie that we saw in episode 901, also who's babysitting Maggie, probably an Alexandrian. The Tammy situation is nice. You could see the callback to Herschel drinking back in season 2 with Rick in the bar, and there's nice little callbacks here and there. Michonne bridging the gap with Jesus and Maggie. I want them all to work together. I don't like them being at odds with each other, and hopefully that goes away next episode and the following episodes. And I like that Jesus is obeying Maggie, even if he doesn't agree with it. He needs to kind of do that, but he should step up and voice his opinion a little more. We know Michonne kind of wants him to do that, and I think that would help Maggie. Rick and Daryl being at odds with each other, that's not going to go away anytime soon. It's probably going to be a big thing until Rick leaves the series. But Daryl is right. Daryl knows that the Saviors are dangerous. Rick wants to keep everyone alive, and that's going to probably come around to bite him in the butt. I hope it doesn't, but I'm on Daryl's side. I like the callback to A Key to a Future last season that we saw the Georgie connection. And also, did you pick up on what's probably going to happen with Maggie this season? We'll talk about that in a second. But Rick is definitely frustrated, and I feel for him. But here's the note from Georgie that Jesus references, and I think that Maggie is going to go away with Georgie sometime this season. They're talking about it here and there. They know that the twins came back. It was the two women that were with Georgie before. Also, did you pick up on the painting? To me, I see that as Glenn. It was painted by Anne. We saw the artwork with Anne. Anne and Father Gabriel, by the way. Did you see that coming? Anne is a good painter, and I believe she has portraits at the hilltop, and we finally found out who this woman was back from season 5, the organist from the church that Father Gabriel was at. And I like the paintings on the wall. I see Glenn in the middle, Herschel at the top right, and it's hard to make out the rest. Maybe Birdie at the bottom right. Can't make out who the other three are. Let me know who you think they are. The big Erin situation is crazy to see that happen. Someone lost their forearm, and it wasn't Rick. I think that Erin is going to be the new comic Rick look. We'll see about the storyline, but I feel bad for Erin. He lost his forearm in a gruesome way. That had to hurt. Jed dropping the log and basically crushing Erin's arm. Man, that was pretty bad, but awesome at the same time. And Jed, what were you doing? You were on top of the logs. You were safe. You didn't have to drop the log onto this guy, and Erin pulled him away, and boom, crushed his arm. Pretty gruesome, pretty gory, pretty awesome, all at the same time. So are we going to get a prosthetic arm for Erin? I hope so. I hope we get the comic Rick look coming to Erin. It's pretty cool that Enid did the amputation, but to me it's hard to believe that she'll be that good in medicine in only a year and a half. And how many prior amputations did she do? Is that who the people were around the tents, or were those saviors that lost their hands from the guns that exploded? What do you think? But Erin losing his hand is a big step for the comic connection coming to the show, and I'm glad they finally did it. People thought it might be Rick, but to me, Erin right here looks so much like comic Rick that it has to be a connection, at least in my opinion. I like the herd battle scenes. I like the little funny parts with Tara and Rick over the radio, Mother Goose, and the call signs. But them up in the crane, you really would be able to get up there. The crane would work that well. Also, what's up with the helicopter in the distance? Anne looked pretty scared or worried. She wasn't happy to see the helicopter. But the Walker herd battle scene, log roll, whatever you want to call it, was pretty awesome. I liked the CGI and their heads exploding and everything being awesome. Now, Rick, why did you have to shoot out the rope, by the way? Couldn't you go around and use your axe? Maybe something was in the way, but they want to be dramatic, and Rick had to use 2 bullets to take out the rope. And either way, it was pretty awesome. I liked it. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did an approach like that with the logs going down the hill. And I'm sure someone had this idea for a while, but it's a good way of getting rid of the walkers, especially as they're coming up the hill. But I would think that they're going to use explosives to blow up the walkers or make trenches or pits for the walkers around their area. I mean, they had explosives. Rosita and Arat used them. But I like Michonne and Maggie coming together towards the end of the episode, but I think Maggie is going to give in a little bit, and we'll see that the saviors are terrible, because they are. And Maggie's going to be like, I can't trust these people. I tried, and I tried again. Where's my ethanol? I need the alcohol to run the tractor. I need to work with you guys, but it's not working. The saviors aren't giving anything to them, and I kind of hope the saviors help out a little bit, and I really wish they would give more comic badass moments to Jesus on the show. I want to see it. I know a lot of people do as well. Michonne, Maggie, Rick, Carol, Daryl, everybody working together. I think they have to eventually get rid of the saviors, or at least thin down the herd. Something's going to have to happen because the saviors aren't good people. Jed, Justin, Arat, Regina, don't really trust them people, and they gotta go. I like the fight scenes between Justin and Daryl, and I really want to know what happened with Justin. Who killed him, or if he's still alive. And remember what Alden said to Rick, that a bunch of saviors were missing and one of them had a baby or a child. And I think that information will come back around when and after the Whispers are introduced later on this season. Like I said before, I like the interaction with Earl and Maggie giving him another chance, and we see him working here, and especially since he's a blacksmith, that's a pretty important trait to have at Hilltop and in a zombie apocalypse. And I'm glad Maggie and Michonne made a big step forward of working together and coming together. We'll see if it stays. The interactions with Rick and Negan was pretty interesting. And I thought it was interesting that Negan wasn't so pompous and over the top because he's locked in a jail cell and he doesn't really have any power. We'll see what the deal is with Rick and Negan going forward. At the end, everybody was around the campfire, hanging out. Ezekiel and Carol got engaged. Hopefully we'll see them have a long-lasting relationship. But like I said, everybody was around at the campsite. Who did Justin see? Is it a whisper? Did Henry sneak away? Is it Daryl? Is it Dwight? Or I think it could be a whisperer with the skin of a savior that went away and never came back. Remember that group of 6 or 7 people, I forget the number exactly, that went and didn't come back? It could be the Whisperers using the skins of the prior saviors. What if they kill Justin and they use his face as their skin, and Rick sees it and doesn't know what to make of it, and that's how he gets stabbed or wounded? That could be it, man. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. This is my initial review. I thought the episode was very good. I'll have more and more videos of it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to become a valued member of the PT channel and our Walking Dead family. I love The Walking Dead and talking about it. And if you do too, this is the channel for you. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it.